In math, we've been talking about different ways to represent or to show numbers. And I came up with the example of emojis and about how emojis represent or show feelings or emotions or thoughts that we're having. Just like a heart really expresses love, or a thumbs up means that you're doing a great job. Numbers can be represented or shown in lots of different ways. Then oftentimes we always see them like this, written out in what's called standard form. So today we're going to talk about really the 4 specific ways you need to know how to represent numbers in 3rd grade. So our math focus for today is I can read, write, and represent numbers up to 10,000. So I made the same kind of chart that I did the other day, where I put a number in the center and I said, please represent this number in 4 different ways. And then I have the reminder over there that represent means to show. Today I picked the number 68. So I'm going to talk about the 4 different ways that we need to be able to make sure that you can represent numbers. The first way is just the standard form, is the number. So if I said 36, all I want you to do is to be able to write, if I said, please write 36 in standard form, you should just be able to write the number. Now, I'm not so worried about that. I know most of you know how to write numbers in standard form, because you guys are really sharp 3rd graders. So I'm not so worried about that, but just know that when you see a number written like this, like 68, or if you see it like written like 36, that's what's called standard form. The next way you need to know how to write numbers is in word form. So that means you'd write it out how you would say it out loud. So 36. So we can see that right there. It'd be 36. I'd say that out loud. And a good way sometimes if you're not quite sure, if it says, hey, write it in word form, you just want to say it out loud. So how I would say 68, if I wanted to write 68 in word form, I'd say it out loud and write 68. Now, you need to know that when you're writing double digit or triple digit or 4-digit numbers, they're often combined with a hyphen. That's what that line is called, a hyphen. I oftentimes use it when I'm writing, so you'll probably see it a lot this year. Another way to show or represent numbers would be with the base 10 blocks. So the other day when I pulled these out, these are what the base 10 blocks are like. Remember, this represents or shows 100. This block right here represents or shows 10. And this small square right here represents or shows 1. So another way that you need to be able to represent a number is with base 10 blocks. So show how you would show with the manipulatives. So when I wanted to write 36 from over right here, I put 3 sets of 10. So 10, 20, 30, and then 6 ones. So it's oftentimes the long ones, they're called longs too, the groups of 10. So if I wanted to represent 68 with base 10 blocks, I'd write 1, 2. A better way to count it is by 10, so it'd be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Now, I'm just at 60 with those 10s, so I need to make sure I had 8 ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right there. So that would be a way to represent 68 with base 10 blocks. The last way is expanded form. So expanded form is, we spoke about it the day before last, where you break into the values. You break that number down into its values. So notice right here I have 30 because the digit 3 is in the tens place. So that actually represents 30. Then I said plus 6 because there's also 6 ones. There's 6 in the ones place. So if I wanted to represent 68 if I wanted to represent it in expanded form, I would write 60 because there's 6 in the 10 spot plus 8 because there's 8 in the 1 spot. Now, The last way was standard form, and I already wrote it in the center. So we're just going to pick one of the ways that I discussed the other day to represent the number 68. And I was thinking about different ways to do it. It seems like writing a lot of pictures seems like a lot, but what I thought I could do is I could do it with tally marks. Now remember, every group of tally marks counts to 5. So I'll go like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. And I can see right there, I'm only up to 5, 10, 15, 20, because I know how to count by 5s pretty well. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 35. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 45. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's 55. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that would be 60. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that would be 68. Let me count these by 5s just to make sure. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. Oh, I still need something else. I need 65, 66, 67, 68. So that's also another way to represent 68. So as you're working with numbers today, I really want you to pick a number, and I want you to think about a couple of different ways to represent it. But I really want you to make sure that you're representing it in word form with base 10 blocks and also an expanded form. Have a great day, third graders.